Welcome to BCom Part 3 students. You have chosen Advanced Accountancy paper. In the present semester, there are two subjects as related to Advanced Accounting. Therefore, for semester number 5, there are two papers of accountancy named as Advanced Accountancy Paper 1 and another paper is Advanced Accountancy Paper 2. Advanced Accountancy Paper 2 subtitled as Auditing, and we are discussing various issues related to auditing. In the present lecture, we are going to discuss vouching of various items. Previously, we got information regarding vouching is a process in which documentary evidences are to be checked by the auditor. Auditor is working for his client by considering the interest of client. The auditor works for safeguarding the interest of the client. There are two types of organization: trading organization and non-trading organization. In case of non-trading organization, subscription is the main source of receipt. Non-trading organization or non-trading concern are working for well-being of the society. Their, their objective mostly is to serve society. But other hand, business organizations, trading organizations, commercial organizations, and professional organizations, they are formed for profit making. But non-trading organizations are working for the well-being of the society. While vouching of subscription received, the auditor should consider certain facts before working on subscription received. If the client is non-trading organization, the subscription is main source of income of trading organization. Non-trading organization. Non-trading organization collects subscription from its members, while subscription received to non-trading organization and that subscription is to be vouched by the auditor. While vouching subscription received, the auditor should consider the following facts. The auditor should examine carbon copies or counterfoils of receipt issues. It means that non-trading organization issues receipt of subscription received to its members. That receipt or carbon copy of such receipt or counterfoil that should be checked by the auditor. In addition, the auditor should also verify register of subscriptions along with list of members. It means that subscription received is to be compared with number of members of the non-trading concern. While vouching subscription received, mostly the auditor focus on counterfoil or carbon of receipt issued, register of subscription, and list of members. In case of subscription received in advance, the auditor should check carefully that type of subscription. If the subscription remained outstanding, for that purpose, the auditor should examine the correspondence made by the client with the members. The auditor should see that the subscription received in previous year for current year, subscription received in current year, and subscription for last year still outstanding, and all these should be properly recorded in the books of accounts. It means that we are considering here 3 years. It means current year, previous year, next year. In current year, what exactly subscription received, that should be considered. It includes also outstanding balance of last year covered during the year. Next year, we are considering for advance payment or our advance subscription received to client. And last year, we are considering for noting outstanding balance. It means that while vouching subscription received, the auditor should check subscription as related to 3 years, namely current year, previous year, and next year. Another item of vouching is vouching of loans taken. Generally, business organizations take or borrow loans from banks or financial institutions in order to meet their need in the term of finance. When loans taken for that purpose, the auditor should note certain facts for vouching loans taken. Firstly, the auditor should see that resolution passed by the board of directors or board of trustees for taking a loan. The auditor should check the loan agreement. Loan agreement is an important document in which all conditions regarding loan has been given. Therefore, vouching of loan agreement, the auditor should check amount of loan, mode of disbursement, it, rate of interest, repayment conditions, securities given, etc. Hence, loan agreement shows what are the conditions laid down by the bank or financial institution to the client organization. What is the amount of total loan? What is the rate of interest and mode of disbursement? And what type of security is given for taking loan as mortgage to the financing authority? The auditor should confirm a loan amount with the help of receipts and legal provisions. Loan taken is to be vouched with the help of receipts. If the loan is taken from the government authority and if there is any subsidiary, the auditor should see the conditions, rate of amount of subsidy and whether it is properly recorded in the books of accounts. Government encourages to non-trading organizations to undertake certain activities for the well-being of the society. Therefore, sometimes government authority provides loan and it also consists of amount of subsidy. So while vouching the loan taken from the government authority, the auditor should see that the rate, conditions, and amount of subsidy, and whether that subsidy is properly recorded in the books of accounts. Another item we are going to discuss regarding vouching, that is vouching of issue of debentures. Debenture debentures are issued in the open market for capital requirement. The amount received on account of issue of debentures is termed as borrowed capital. It carries fixed rate of interest. The repayment or redemption of debenture is needed when particular period is over. While vouching issue of debentures, the auditor should note the following points. The auditor should go through the resolution passed by the board of directors for issue of debentures. It is necessary to pass resolution by the board of directors for issuing debentures. And if the debentures were issued and the amount was collected on such debentures, for that purpose, the auditor should check the resolution passed by the board of directors for issue of debentures. The auditor should know quantum of debentures issued, nature, rate of interest, face value, discount premium on the basis of resolution. Debentures can be issued at par, debentures can be issued at premium, and debentures can be issued at discount. Here, while vouching issue of debentures, the auditor firstly know that what quantum of debentures issued. It means how many debentures were issued, what is the face value of each debenture. Nature of issue of debenture means whether the debentures are issued at par or at premium or at discount. Rate of interest. That is also important point because we have to pay, or organization have to pay that interest minimum 2 times in a year. Face value, etc. The auditor should examine thoroughly list of applicants and number of debentures demanded, statement of allotment, counterfoil of certificates of debentures issued, and bank passbook. It means these are the documentary evidences. These documentary evidence is very important in vouching. The auditor firstly see that number of applications received for debentures, number of debentures demanded by the applicants. It means that here firstly consider number of debenture issued, then consider number of application received, then consider number of debentures allotted. For that purpose, it is necessary to check counterfoil of certificates of debentures issued by the organization. Also, auditor should verify bank passbook for for checking receipt of money on account of issue of debentures. The auditor should also examine the premium or discount on issue of debenture. Perpetual of debenture are properly accounted for. Discount on issue of shares is to be recorded under miscellaneous expenditure. Premium on issue of debentures is also considered and that have been properly recorded in the books of accounts. Now we are concerned with vouching of issue of shares. There are two types of shares, equity shares and preference shares. A company can issue its shares in open market for collecting money from the open public, and the amount realized on issue of shares is termed as paid up capital. While vouching issue of shares, the auditor should note the following points. The auditor should firstly check the resolution passed by the board of directors for issue of debenture. It means that before issuing shares in the market, resolution of board of directors is essential. After resolution passed by the board of directors, then business organization, or that is company, will issue its shares in the market. The auditor should also examine the provision of article regarding issue of shares. What are the provisions given in the Companies Act for issue of shares? That should be studied by the auditor, and he will see that provisions are followed properly for issue of shares. The auditor can know number of shares issued, type, face value, discount or premium, installment, etc. on the basis of resolution. Here, the auditor firstly know that number of shares issued, then consider number of applications or demand received. The auditor should also note that what type of shares issued in the market by the company, what is the face value of each share, whether these shares are issued at discount or premium, whether the amount of shares is collected in number of installments or in lump sum, or any other method is followed by the company. The auditor should check prospectus issued by the company. It is necessary to issue prospect regarding issue of shares. Sometimes it may be termed as IPO, initial public offer. It means the prospectus gives description of the issue of shares. The auditor should check share application sheet, share allotment sheet, and board of directors resolution regarding allotment of shares. The allotment of shares, that type of decision is to be taken by the board of directors by considering the business environment and the conditions of our organization and the market environment. The board of directors decide how many applications received to them on account of issue of shares, how shares can be allotted to the applicant. If the excess demand is received, there is a need to reduce excess demand and proportionate allotment is to be done. The auditor should check the adjustment of excess application money received with application. Sometimes issued shares are there, but demand is received more than issued shares. For example, suppose the company has passed a resolution to issue 50,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each, but demand is received for 60,000 equity shares. Therefore, here excess demand is for 10,000 equity shares. For that purpose, there are two options are available. One option is refund the excess application money, and second option is adjust the excess application money towards allotment or call. So auditor should check what adjustment of excess application money received is done, and that is properly done by the client. The auditor should examine the underwriting contracts made for the issue of shares. Underwriting contracts are mostly take carries with intermediates or private organizations or banks. That underwriting contracts is to be checked carefully. The auditor should check counterfile of certificates of shares issued and bank passbook. While watching issue of shares, these two items are very important. First item is share certificate that gives idea about number of shares held by the party and the amount of shares held by that party. And with these share certificates take into account amount received in bank account. For that purpose, the auditor has required to check bank passbook. The auditor has to check whether the shares are forfeited and reissued and these are properly accounted for. If the share price is to be collected in number of installments and after allotment, some parties may fail to pay first call, second call, third call, or in some cases allotment money may not be received. So if the allotment or calls money not received at that time, the board of directors have a right to perpetual such shares and reissue that shares in the market. For that purpose, the auditor should properly check share forfeited matter as well as reissued shares matter. Last part of our presentation is vouching of other income. Other income is also called as other receipts. While vouching other income, the auditor should note certain points. All other income should be vouched with the help of relevant documents such as contracts, resolutions, correspondence, etc. While vouching other income, there are three important documentary evidences, namely contracts. Contracts made between two parties. Client is one party and that another party is the someone. Resolution passed by the board of directors and correspondence. These are the three important documents are required to the auditor for vouching of other income. The auditor should examine receipt, bank passbook, and related books of accounts or register for vouching of other income. Suppose rent received. For that purpose, the auditor should see that rent account, rent roll, etc. By considering the nature of atom, the evidences may vary, but in case of other income, there are certain common points which are essential for vouching other income. These common documents or items are contracts, resolutions, correspondence, bank passbook, and registers. For our additional information, I have noted here non-operating income includes interest, dividend, and rent received. Sometimes a question may be asked in examination. Vouch non-operating income. For that purpose, we have required to mention what what is covered under non-operating income. Non-operating income includes interest income, dividend income, and rent income. These are the three important items that are to be termed as non-operating income. So, in the present lecture, we have focused on receipt item mostly, such as subscription received, particularly for non-trading concern, loan taken, issue of debentures, issue of shares, and other income. These all are receipt or income items. We may call it income items. And while watching such a kind of income or receipt, the auditor should properly vouch available evidences for supporting the transactions happened in the business house. In this way, I am concluding here my presentation. Thank you.